對功夫嘅起源，我哋有很多唔同嘅說法，但係有一點可以肯定，功夫係由我哋嘅祖先一代一代咁傳俾我哋嘅。喺眾多中國文化當中，功夫可以說係擔當一個很重要嘅角色。作為一個武者，我哋應該不停咁去鍛鍊我哋嘅身體同埋意志。正因為咁樣，我哋只能夠將功夫一代一代咁傳落去俾我哋下一代。呢一個正正就係功夫嘅精神。I'm Sifu Liu Ouyang. I'm a martial art practitioner and also a movie choreographer. In the following video, I'm going to introduce to you a few different martial art, Kung Fu style. I hope you're able to take something away from this video.
One of the most widespread of the 7 styles is Wingchun. Folk legend tells the tale of a Shaolin nun named Mui creating the style in the Shaolin temple around the 1700s before passing it on to her female disciple, Yim Wingchun, who gave the art her name. It is said that her husband passed the style onto the red boat travelling opera companies, which was said to be a front for many anti-Qing dynasty revolutionaries. The opera troops sailed the rivers in their red boats, furthering the art in secret in order to fight the oppressive Qing forces. Just as they were a small force of revolutionaries fighting a large ruling dynasty, Wingchun is also designed so that a weaker opponent can beat a physically stronger opponent through tactics and technique. From the opera boats, the art was passed down through the generations until it reached the noble Yip Man, who was later responsible for teaching the art to Bruce Lee. Yip Man was recently made into a movie made popular by Donnie Yen and was also choreographed by Sifu Liu Ouyang. The movements seen in Wing Chun's main hand forms are generally soft and relaxed, as any movement done with brute force is not pure Wing Chun. The art concentrates on redirecting energy from the opponent rather than using force against force.
Okay, Jace, what do you think about the sparring you just have done with Gabby?
I find it really hard for a smaller person to actually go in. Every time when I'm trying to go in, I always get punched before I can even get in. So what is the best way to actually move in without getting attacked?
Okay, I think you don't understand, how Wing Chun work, but I explain to you. Very easy. If a bigger guy here, if you stand in front of him, for example, if he tense his fist, he try to squeeze me, he always win. But if I step one step away, sideways, you try to squeeze me, I'm a lot stronger. So for example, even in this position, if you squeeze me, I push forward, I can send him backward. Okay? So also, if he's in here, if I try to squeeze him, if face to face, he can fight. But if he's sideways, if I squeeze him, I can. So basically, for a smaller guy, how to fight, come back to a bigger guy, you have to understand, you never stand in front of him. If he's face to face, you got a problem. If it's sideways, you're okay, disregarding your hand is inside, outside. So if you're fighting this way, no good. This way, okay. This way, okay. Also, when he gives you a jab, you have to understand, you have to step side. You can't just like staying here and then receive the second punch. This is not right. You have to block, step side, and now you got the angle. Okay? So this is the way how you fight a bigger guy and stronger person. Okay, Jay, do you mind give it a go again? That's better. Yes, one more. Good. Okay, right. So Jay, what else have we got? What problem have we got?
The other problem is when I'm going in and when I'm finished striking, when I don't know what should I do next after that.
Okay, basically, when you go in Wingchun, we have continuous striking like this, but also we can have takedown as well. So for example, after I got this 1, 2, then in here at this position, I can perform a takedown. You control his head this way and use the leg this way. In here, you can do the takedown and continuous attack while he's going on the ground. Okay, right? So give it a go. Take it easy. Okay, one more. 2 strike. Good. Okay. Make sure the first one is attack. This is a strike. This is a strike. This is a strike. You know, 1, 2, 3. Okay. Okay. Debbie, how are you?
Hi, not bad. I just want to ask a question. I know in Wing Chun it's knife applications.
Yes.
I would want to know what's the application? How would you use it against other weapons?
Okay, basically, the main idea about the Wingchun knife is teach you how to break into the distance. How do you break in the distance, right? Because, for example, you got a longer weapon and heavier weapon maybe. So how am I able to use my footwork to get close range and use my short knife, right? So I can show you, for example, in a minute you're going to strike me, right? So for example, if you strike me, now this is the way how to bridging the gap. Right. I try to stay out of this range as much as less as possible, because if I stay here you can attack me. Right. So as soon as I block it, I'm stepping forward to go to the target, to the arm or to the neck. Okay, so the whole Wingchun system is about that as well. We are not staying in someone, strongest area, right, to wait for the attack. We are going bypass it and then go close to the target. This is how to use Wingchun knife to against a longer weapon.
What about if someone strikes you sideways? What's the defense or application for it as well?
Okay, so same thing, for example, if you strike sideways, I'm going to step side, right? In here.
Right.
In here. So because I know if you strike sideways, if I stay here, this is your strongest area. Right. If I block here, I don't have any advantage. Okay. If I step in and using angle, then I got a lot more advantage. Okay. So for example, if you strike in again.
Right.
Understand? Okay. Right. So am I answer your question?
Yeah.
That's good.
Thanks very much.
Okay, you're welcome.
The length of the Wingchun pole can vary. However, it is typically longer than poles in other systems, and it tapers from wider at the grip end to thinner at the striking end. It is said to have evolved from equipment used on the red boats from the travelling opera days. Like most of the principles of the Wingchun system, it is straightforward, direct and efficient with very little fancy movement. In fact, it is based on a minimal amount of movements and conceptual strategies, which is why it is known as the 6.5 point pole. Some say 6 movements are used for striking and 1 for redirection, hence the half point. The longer nature of the pole is good for keeping an opponent at bay, as opposed to the very close-range techniques seen in the hand forms. It is said that when actual pole fighting takes place, there should only be a single sound of poles connecting before a subduing strike is dealt. Real pole application is not based on multiple exchanges like in fencing.
So, Sifu, how do you use the pole to generate power, and how do you generate power with the pole?
Oh, right, but that's very easy. Basically, the most important thing is, no matter what weapon you're doing, you try to connect the weapon to the body. Okay, so for example, when you're doing the pole form, your pole should be always against your body. If your pole is away from the body, this means this is only single component. Right, you're not able to generate power from the body and to the pole. But if you put it against your body, when you turn, the pole turn with you. So in this way, I got a lot more power. And this is why when we train the stand, we got a solid stand, and plus the rotation here, we can amplify the power. Right? So for example, if you attack me in here, I just have to move a little bit, my body, but my pole move a lot, and I got a lot of power because this is from my stand, from my core, and toward the pole. And I can do this as well. Okay? So this is how to minimize your movement, but getting the maximum power in a short range. Understand? Am I answer your question?
Yes.
That's good. Okay.
Other styles favour a shorter, non-tapered pole, the mastery of which can be applied to any single long-handled weapon. Southern Shaolin's defining pole practice, Long Bak Wa Guan, is translated fully as the Fifth Brothers' 8 trigram pole style. Favoured by the Hong system, the techniques are said to come from the Yang family, 10th century patriots of the Song dynasty. Historically, through legend, the family were known for their great battlefield ability and prowess with spear techniques. The origin of the 8 trigram pole style is said to have come from the 5th son of the family, Yang Long. One tale tells of the family's betrayal and ambush in battle, and Yang Long's subsequent refuge in the Shaolin Temple. As he embraced the Buddhist principles of non-killing, the Yang family spear was converted into pole form as the more fatal spearhead was removed. The spear techniques can still be seen within pointing and striking movements with the pole. The pole movements are designed to match the shapes described in the world's oldest book, Yik Ging. Practice of the pole also improves forms when empty-handed. There is a very famous saying in Honggar which says, "Beware a young man's fists, but beware an old man's pole." Broken down, this means practice of the pole gives a tremendous amount of skill to deal with any situation or opponent, no matter how vigorous they are.
Yeah, how do you deal with various level attacks? Like say low level,
I see.
high
I see.
level.
Right. Again, Chinese Kungfu, Chinese weapon always using angle. For example, if you attack me here low, let's say, go back, or using an angle, I step side. Okay. If I don't have time, you go pretty quick. I step side. Now in here. Okay. Or if you attack this way, again, I step side. I go for this one as well. And then so mainly using the footwork, using the angle, right? We don't fight force against force. Okay, am I answer your question?
Yes.
Okay, that's great. You're welcome.
Sifu, I've seen your broadsword technique, and I was wondering about the actual application of it.
All right, so you mean this movement here and go down and go up like this, yeah, in the form. Okay, right. I can explain to you very easily, right? So for example, if I got a pose here, guard here, right? For example, if you attack this side, this is what is it for? I see. Basically, this is cover this angle here, because I'm happy about this one. If you attack this way, I'm okay to step in and step side, but this is my weak side. This is why I need to use this to cover, and then this is a counter attack. And also, for example, when you're looking for this movement here, it's for people they thrusting here. I block in here, I can cut you in here, right? This is why I got my arm here. This is why here.
So I can't move.
Yes, this is why this hand is in here. This is for control and attack at the same time.
Okay.
Okay, am I answer your question?
Yeah, thank you very much.
That's good. You're welcome.
Said to be an oldest relic of the true Shaolin Kungfu is the Gong Ji Kun. The foundation of all Hong Ga boxing and the first of the style's three treasures, Hong Kun Sanbo. If there ever was a Shaolin temple, then the Gong Ji is probably the closest thing to what was actually practiced by the monks. Stories tell of the ruling Qing dynasty burning the temple to the ground around the 1700s, believing it to be a hub of subversive activity. Two fugitives, monk Ji Xin and disciple Hong Hei Gun, survived to smuggle the arts from the temple to the common folk. Legends have grown from these stories that are now shared by all southern Chinese martial artists and have filtered into popular culture and even triad folklore. However unclear its origins, one thing is for sure about the Gong Ji. Its physical demands practically push the body to its limits through stance, training, power generation, and correct postural movement. Only through its dedicated practice is this oldest dictionary of Shaolin's traditional arts understood.
Nick, can you show me your Gong Ji form today?
Okay, no problem.
Okay, stop.
Sifu, I'm practicing my Gong Ji every day, but why am I doing these stances like this? Why am I doing these wide stances? What's the benefit?
Okay, a lot of people they ask about why we fight, in a wide stance. This seems not really practical, because you can't really move really quick, right? But basically, this is only for training, right? Because when we do the form, we're doing the low stand, we train more power on the leg, and also we train our posture. We're able to understand what is the correct balance when we're fighting. So when we fight, we don't have to stand that low. We can stand a bit higher. But the purpose of training is how to ground yourself properly. For example, when people are doing takedown, then you have to ground yourself properly, in order to stop people to push you over. And also you do the anti-takedown in the future, right? So for example, can you show me your stand? Right, in this way, give me a punch, please. Right, if your posture is correct, for example, the back is straight and the stand is correct, if I push you, all the power can transfer to the ground. But let's say if you're bent a little bit like this, if I push you, your whole body structure is gone. So this is why we have to do the form to keep our balance, to train our balance. We got the correct posture all the time. For example, if you give me a bow stand and punch, right? Exactly. So this is correct because arm, shoulder, and feet and hip, everything line up. I push you, all the force going to the ground. But if you're a little bit outside here, I push you, everything gone. Right? So if you do the form correctly and practice correctly all the time, then in fighting, you don't have to go low. You can just fight like this. And your posture is correct and your balance is correct. Then this means you can fight better.
Okay.
Am I answering your question?
Yeah, that answers a lot.
Okay.
Thank you. So I've been practicing a lot of applications and drills from the forms, and it's easy enough when someone's there giving you
Yes.
easily and committing to
Yes.
it and holding out. But if someone's like reactive, quick, moving around a lot,
I see.
how do I apply?
So you're talking about how to bridging the gap, isn't it?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, yes.
Because I see a lot of people when they're doing a fighting, using Honga, they step in and then the guy step back, and also the people they're not committing, they just jab and then pull back, jab and then pull back. That as soon as you want to step in to use your technique, your tiger crawl or crane, whatever, they're not there anymore,
Yes, yes,
and they may kick you or they may disappear, but whatever, right? So actually, very easy. First of all, if I can't get your body, I strike your weapon. Okay. This is one of the Honga principle. So for example, if you give me a jab, boom, I can't get your body, I use the Soikyu, bridging technique to block your arm. So basically, if you jab me, I don't bother to hit your face, I hit your arm.
Okay.
Right? If I worry about the second punch, I just step back. And I can give you another punch again, So basically, I weaken your weapon first, and then make my way in. For example, if you jab, I strike. Okay, here again. Now I'm open. I open you up, and then for the heavier attack. And also at this moment, I can use my stand as well. So this is why we do the low stand. We don't use it in here, because if I do it like this, fighting here, it's only in the movie. You can attack me very easily. In here, I keep my feet light. But when you attack me, if you are fast, you're coming in and out, I can't get you, then I hit your arm. I hit your arm. I can hit.
It instantly
Yes,
go that way as well.
exactly. Yes. So this is why I strike you. If I see your guard down, then I can go in.
Okay.
And also I can use my close range stuff as well. So this is how in Honga we can use the bridging. This is why in the form we got this soft movement, this soft movement. So they all use it to attack the weapon.
Okay.
Right? Okay. Am I answering your question?
Makes a huge amount of sense. Yes.
Okay. Well done.
The tiger and crane style, or Four Hawk Sung Yin Kun, is one of southern China's most finely honed and detailed martial arts. Developed into the second treasure of Hong Kong's three treasures by the greatest of all China's real-life folk heroes, Wang Fei Hong, a direct descendant of those who survived from the burning of the Shaolin Temple. He is also the most portrayed character in film history. Some may attribute the tiger and crane form to the mythical founder of Hong Kong, Hong Hei-gun, but it is without doubt that it was structured as it is now known by Wang Fei Hong. With a focus on hard and soft method, it furthers the advancement of martial technique within Hong Ga. If an opponent is forceful, soft technique can be used to evade and redirect. If an opponent is soft, hard technique can be used to bridge gaps and overpower.
Okay, Sifu, I've been training my Fujiao Tiger Claw techniques. What are the main benefits of doing that?
Okay, basically, the tiger claw is you can use it as a strike. For example, if you attack me, this can be a strike. Go for here. Okay, but one more benefit is I can use it for takedown as well. For example, if I attack here, right? Let's say you tense your neck in here, I can use here to go down. Right? So basically, on top of my attacking, I can change it into a takedown. I can change it to a claw, maybe claw your skin, claw your skin, or using it as a takedown. So this means I got a few options after I perform the technique. So this is one of the benefits, in tiger claw. It's not just, just show people, oh, I got a nice tiger claw. It's actually have application as well. Understand? So am I answering your question?
Yeah, thank you, Sifu.
Very good, you're welcome.
Chaw Lei Fut is a mixture of southern and northern styles put together in the early 19th century. This particular form of Chaw Lei Fut is called Sabji Mui Fa Kun, which basically translates as cross-pattern fist, as the footwork moves in the shape of a cross to allow the practitioner to attack and defend from all different directions. It teaches how to use circular movements to defend and attack at the same time. This form was passed down from the Lao family, including the recently deceased Lo Galan.
Okay, stop. What do you think about the sparring?
Well, it's good, but I'm trying to use my Choily foot. And I think he can see everything coming. I think I'm telegraphing, overcommitting.
Yes. First of all, you shouldn't do a full swing, when you use it. This is just for training in the form, get you the flexibility and also get you the power. Okay, when you use it, you can use it a bit smaller. For example, if you punch me, you can use it like this instead of using like this. Okay, and also another way to approach your opponent would be easier is wait for them when they attack you, you step side and do it like this. Then this way, because they're thinking about this arm, defense and attack at the same time. So this means you got more chance to land your strike. Understand? So when you're doing Choily Foot, or sparring with people, stop, hammer fisting people like this, of course everyone will go back, when they see this, right? So you have to keep it compact and use it at the right time.
So reactive.
Exactly, yes. So am I answer your question?
Yes, thanks. Sifu.
That's good, yeah, you're welcome.
Shaolin martial arts flourished in the southern Guangdong province of China before spreading roots throughout Hong Kong, Southeast Asia and the Chinatowns of this world, following some of the 20th century's great revolutions. Over 100 years before this, within Guangdong, there were said to be 10 greatest practitioners of varying martial arts, known as the 10 Tigers of Guangdong. Premier amongst these was a man called Ti Kiu Sam, heralded as creator of one of Chinese. This most advanced form feeds back into even the most basic techniques and takes foundation to its highest levels. Iron wire fist is so called as it metaphorically builds a body as hard as iron, yet pliable as wire or thread.
So, as well as practicing the Gong Ji, which I understand fighting,
Yes,
applications,
yes.
what you've been showing, but I'm also practicing the Tidsin a lot, but I don't really understand why I'm doing. What am I doing there?
Yes, okay, basically, the first two forms, in Hong Ga, the Gong Ji and the Tiger and Crane, they give you some external training. For example, how to generate power from the stand, from your hip, and in order to the fist, okay, and give you some idea about the technique, how to use the technique in fighting situation, right? The Iron Wire is basically, it's not really a technique. It teach you how to breathe, how to use the breathing to enhance your power. And also, if you train it for a long time, you will get a benefit of body armor as well. So this means you can cover your body, for striking. It sounds amazing, isn't it? But okay, I'm going to show you. Okay. For example, in here, you got some pressure point on the collarbone. If I go downward, you can see you go down straight away. Or, on the chest, if I go downward to strike you, you will feel internal striking, right? So if you do the Tidsin, the iron wire correctly, for example, you're doing open the stand and doing the first movement. Okay, right? So in here, basically, you compress your chest downward. Right? So when you breathe out, you compress your chest downward, you cover the meridian on your chest. So for example, without the correct breathing and without the compression, if I put my finger on your collarbone, if I go down, you can see you go down straight away. Yeah. Also, I can strike here as well, right? This is going internal as well, right? But if you through the correct training and the breathing, I push you.
No.
It doesn't matter. So this is why we are doing the iron wire training. Basically train the internal, how to use the breathing to enhance your power in the future, but also in certain percent you can get your body armor. But doesn't mean you let people hit you. But this means you got some kind of protection.
Okay. Makes a huge difference.
Yes.
And Sifu, why am I doing that? What is that?
I see. Okay, part of the reason is, first of all, this one is for part of the breathing exercise. When you're doing he like this, right? For example, when you do the finger strike in the Hong Ga, in here, right? So also this cover all your meridian on your arm. For example, in here, if I strike your arm, you're okay. But without it, you can feel it because this is a pressure point here. When you go down, you can feel it. Right? So, but if you tense your arm and pushing forward, then you basically your muscle is like shield. You cover your meridian. When I attack it, you can take it. Okay, so you understand why we're doing the iron right now.
Really understand that when you feel it, for sure.
Yes. Okay, am I answering your question?
Yeah,
That's good.
Thank
Okay.
you.
Ready?
Yeah.